Disney is one of the most recognizable companies on the planet. It owns Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, ESPN, Hulu, ABC, some of the world's most famous theme parks. And every year, millions of families willingly spend thousands of dollars to experience the Disney brand. So why are investors still worried? Because behind the fireworks and fairy tales is a financial question that could shape Disney's future. How much more are consumers willing to pay before they finally say no? That question affects far more than Disney's shareholders. It could determine what your next family vacation costs, how much you pay for streaming, and what kinds of movies Disney makes in the future. Today, we're breaking down the problem that's costing Disney billions. Before we talk about the problem, let's talk about the size of the company. Disney isn't just a movie studio. It's an entertainment empire. In its latest quarterly earnings, Disney generated nearly $26 billion in revenue in just 3 months. Its experiences division, which includes theme parks, resorts, cruises, and consumer products, generated roughly $10 billion in quarterly revenue, making it the company's largest profit engine. The company employs more than 200,000 people around the world. That's what makes this story so interesting. When a company this large changes its pricing strategy, millions of people notice. For decades, Disney sold families a dream. Save your money, take the kids, create memories that last forever. But that dream has become much more expensive. Back in 2015, Disney's highest-priced one-day ticket at Walt Disney World cost less than $125. Today, on peak dates, a single one-day ticket can cost more than $200. That's an increase of roughly 80% in about 10 years, and that's before you've paid for parking, food, souvenirs, or a hotel. Now think about a family of four park tickets, a Disney hotel, meals, transportation, merchandise, and maybe a few Mickey ears for the kids. Depending on the season and the length of the trip, a Disney vacation can now cost $6,000 to well over $10,000. For many families, that's no longer an annual vacation. It's a once-in-several-years financial commitment. And that's exactly where Disney's biggest challenge begins. Of course, there's another side to this story. Higher prices have helped Disney generate enormous amounts of revenue. As guests spend more on tickets, hotels, dining, and shopping, the parks continue to produce billions of dollars for the company. That's one reason Disney's experiences division remains its most profitable business. From a financial perspective, the strategy has worked. But investors aren't just asking how much money Disney makes today. They're asking whether customers will continue paying even higher prices tomorrow. Because eventually, every business reaches the same question. Where's the limit? The price increases don't stop with admission. For years, Disney's FastPass system let guests reserve access to attractions at no extra charge. Today, many visitors pay separately for Lightning Lane access, adding another expense to an already costly vacation. To some guests, it's worth paying extra to spend less time standing in line. To others, it feels like something that used to be included now comes with an additional bill. It's a small change, but when millions of visitors make that purchase every year, those extra dollars add up quickly. Disney isn't simply charging more to enter the parks. It's finding more ways to increase how much each guest spends after they arrive. And those aren't the only rising costs families have noticed. Food, drinks, souvenirs, and hotels have all become a larger part of the overall vacation budget. For Disney, increasing guest spending can help drive stronger financial results. For consumers, it creates a different question. At what point does the magic become too expensive? And while families were noticing rising prices inside the parks, Disney was spending billions somewhere else entirely, streaming. A gamble that would transform the company and become one of the biggest financial stories in Disney's modern history. But Disney's biggest financial gamble wasn't made inside a theme park. It happened in your living room. As millions of people canceled cable and switched to streaming, Disney faced a choice: adapt or risk falling behind. So in November 2019, Disney launched Disney Plus for just $6.99 per month. The response was immediate. Disney Plus attracted 10 million subscribers on its very first day. Just 16 months later, it surpassed 100 million subscribers, making it one of the fastest-growing streaming services in history. But that growth came at an enormous cost. Disney spent billions producing original shows, expanding internationally, licensing content, and building the technology needed to compete with Netflix. For years, its direct-to-consumer business operated at a loss, while executives chased subscriber growth. Eventually, the strategy began paying off. Disney's streaming business recently became profitable after years of heavy investment, but consumers helped fund that turnaround. Since launch, the ad-free price of Disney Plus has increased from $6.99 to around $15.99 per month, more than doubling in price. Password-sharing rules tightened. Ad-supported plans were introduced. The question is no longer whether Disney won the streaming race. It's whether consumers are willing to keep paying more to support it. Then there are the movies. This is where hundreds of millions of dollars can disappear in a matter of weeks. Many people assume a movie earning $300 million worldwide is a success. Hollywood accounting tells a different story. A blockbuster can cost $250 million to $300 million just to produce, before marketing and distribution. Theaters also keep a significant portion of every ticket sold. That means a movie often needs to earn far beyond its production budget before the studio sees substantial profits. Take The Marvels. Reported production budget, around $270 million. Worldwide box office, about $206 million. Analysts estimated Disney ultimately lost hundreds of millions of dollars once marketing and other expenses were included. Then came Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Production budget, nearly $300 million. Worldwide box office, around $384 million. That may sound impressive, but for a movie this expensive, it likely fell well short of Disney's expectations. Then there was Wish. Reported budget, around $200 million. Worldwide box office, roughly $200 million. One disappointing movie isn't a crisis. Several expensive underperformers in a short period become a financial problem. Disney is also trying to reinvent another one of its biggest businesses, ESPN. Around 2011, ESPN reached roughly 100 million US households through traditional cable. Today, that number is dramatically lower, as millions of Americans have abandoned cable for streaming. For decades, those cable subscriptions generated reliable affiliate fees for Disney. Now the company must replace that revenue by building ESPN's streaming future without sacrificing one of its most valuable brands. Now step back and look at the bigger picture. Theme park prices have climbed dramatically. Disney Plus costs more than twice what it did at launch. Movie budgets continue getting larger. Cable television is shrinking. Consumer expectations are changing. None of these challenges exist on their own. Disney raises prices to offset rising costs. Higher prices risk frustrating consumers. Slower consumer spending pressures growth, and slower growth puts pressure on investors' expectations. That's the balancing act Disney faces every quarter. Disney isn't collapsing. Its parks still generate billions of dollars. Its brands remain among the most valuable in entertainment. Millions of people still choose Disney every year. But being one of the world's biggest entertainment companies doesn't eliminate difficult decisions. It makes every decision more expensive. And that's the real problem costing Disney billions. Not one movie, not one streaming service, not one vacation. It's the challenge of continuing to grow while asking consumers to pay more than ever before. Whether Disney can keep that balance may determine not only the company's future, but also what the Disney experience costs families for years to come. So what do you think? Has Disney found the right balance between growing its business and keeping the Disney experience affordable, or has it started pricing too many families out? Do you think Disney's rising prices are justified, or do you think they're asking consumers to pay too much? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoy breaking down the numbers behind the world's biggest companies, be sure to subscribe, because we've got a lot more financial deep dives coming your way.